Hey everyone, welcome back to Feed the Beast University, where today, well, we're finally getting into some machines. So sit back, enjoy the video, and let's see what we can't get done. So it's actually about that time that we finally start getting into our first ore processing machines. In this pack, we've kind of hit the point where us going down and mining and versus the amount of supplies we're bringing back versus the amount of things that we need to make is not really being offset. So what we need to do is start looking into ore doubling, and the easiest way that we're going to have to get into that, I think, is probably, let me just clear this out, it's probably going to be Ender IO. It's going to be one of the easier mods to get into, and it's the power requirement is not going to be so much that we can't keep up with it with what we have. I mean, obviously we're not going to be able to go all out. We're not going to be able to get like octadic capacitors and everything else like that, and just have those things running 24/7. But we can at least get the simple ones to start off with, and we should be able to make our basic alloys and whatnot from those. But yeah, as you can see, I am quickly running out of storage space here, and so what little iron we are finding, we really do need to utilize so that we can start upgrading these chests to iron chests. I have thought about getting into the chest or the barrels and stuff like that, but for now, I don't think the amount of resources we have kind of warrants that. But I did go down and do a little bit of mining, so we have a few more ores on the ready. We don't have a whole lot of gold, but we have a decent amount of redstone, and we have 41 grains of infinity. And I think all we really need to do in order to get into Ender IO is have some iron, some gold, and possibly some redstone. To be completely honest, I can't remember right now. But one of the first things that we need to make is a capacitor. Actually, we can kind of do this a little bit easier here. Let me take all of you guys off, and let's actually go into the quest book so that we can map out what we want to do here. So technology, Ender IO. Yeah, first thing we need to do is make a capacitor. This is just saying any capacitor, but so we're just going to look for the basic one. We'll add that to our list, and then we're obviously going to need to make some item ducts. Add those to the list. We're going to have to make, I'm not really caring about the fluid ducts right now, but the energy conduits are, they're going to be they're going to be a must. But in order to get into a lot of those things, we're actually going to need to make some of the simple machines. Now, as you can see, we can actually bypass the simple machines if we wanted to. Like if you were to get into another mod that would allow alloy smelting and stuff like that a little bit earlier on, you could theoretically bypass some of these and just kind of get into them. But for us, we're just going to do it the normal way. We'll make these cheap ones, and then at a later point in time, we can upgrade them to the regular Ender IO furnaces. But we're going to need a simple Stirling generator, which I really won't use. It doesn't really produce all that much stuff. A simple powered. We're going to need to grab a simple alloy smelter. Obviously, definitely going to need a simple sag mill. That's 100% going to be needed. And then the crafter and the charger we can actually make at a later point in time. And I'm not sure if we're going to be able to make the Yetta wrench, but we'll add that on there because those come in super handy later on. But let's also add this because this is going to be something we need to make for each one of the machines. Let's see what we can't get into here. So we're gonna need some gold nuggets, which well, we only have 2 of them, so that's not gonna do us a whole lot of good. Let's just grab you, and we'll make ourselves, oh, we don't have any copper, huh? All right, basic capacitor. We can make one of these guys, which opens up that and gives us, what did this give us? Glowstone nanoparticles. Grinding down glowstone into ultrafine particles allows the dust to hang in the air forever. Huh. One handful of nanoparticles can cover up to 16 blocks. Has a chance of hurting the end. That's so it's kind of like if you've ever done astral sorcery, there's a block that you place down. It kind of acts like a torch, but it's like just a floating glow orb. That's kind of what this seems like, except it gives the added perk of, you know, doing bad things to our enemies. So let's just grab this simple machine chassis. We might as well make 2 of them to begin with. And then we're going to need an alloy smelter. So we're going to need some stone gears and some furnaces. So we're going to need to grab us some cobblestone. 1 and 2. And then we're also going to need to make a piston, which we're going to need some wood for. So let's grab some planks, and then where was our stone? We'll just grab this stuff. All right, so the stone gears, are these going to be easy? Are these going to be difficult? All right, we need sticks because we only have 2 of them on us. All right, we got our sticks, we got our cobblestone. 1, and I should have just made 2 right off the bat. Oh well. All right, we have our 2 stone gears, and what are we missing? We're missing stone bricks, and we're missing a bucket. All right. We got our alloy smelter because I was looking at the wrong recipe. I was looking at the simple powered furnace. We don't really care about that right now. And next we need to make the sag mill. Can we make a piston? Yes, we can. Do we need anything else? We need some flint. And 2 more of the stone gears, which we're missing more stick. Always missing something. This is the painful side of early game, is your inventory is always a mess and you're always like 1 item off of what you need. So we'll just grab these guys and that should make our simple sag mill. And we're going to need the sag mill specifically in order to get into well, first off, the ore doubling, but second, we're also going to need it to get into the higher tier of the Ender IO stuff. So like if we look at the industrial machine chassis, this is needed for pretty much everything at the next tier, and you need industrial dye in order to get that. And for that, you need to grind up like lapis and quartz and organic green dye, which is really the key because this is obtained from stuff inside of not only the alloy smelter but the sag mill. So these clippings and trimmings are going to be things like grass and flowers and stuff like that are stuck inside the sag mill. So let's see what we get. We get a couple more of you and whole bunch of goodies there, which we don't have space for. And what else did we get? We have cake bases. Huh. Now, the one thing I didn't check is if this pack has cake dimensions. Doesn't look like it. So cake base is okay. Just it's used to make a cake. Good to know. I've never actually seen that before, but the reason what I was looking for was certain packs have cakes that will take you to like the end dimension or the nether and stuff like that. So I just wanted to see if that was in here. These guys we can save for later because we can actually combine these with the industrial dye to get the industrial chassis. So that's awesome. Next is we need to get into energy conduits. And in order for that, we're going to need, let's see here, Conductive Binder, which is going to be gravel, sand, and clay. So let's grab us some of each one of these guys and, well, see how many we can actually get here. This makes a fairly decent amount. We can just pop that in there and that there. You can fill up. Then we'll toss our charcoal. I've just slowly been kind of like building up charcoal as we go, just so that we have it. All right. But in order to make the actual energy conduits, what we're going to need is we're going to need conductive iron, and we need redstone and iron inside of a alloy smelter. So let's just grab up, let's say 8 for now, since we don't have a whole lot of either one of these guys. And I think we can just toss you. Yeah, you're not getting power. So it doesn't look like I can draw power directly from this kinetic dynamo into an Ender IO. I'm pretty sure I'm going to need an energy conduit. So we are going to have to make the simple generator here. Where were you? Simple powered furnace or simple Stirling generator. That was it. All right, so we're going to need some stone bricks and some goodies. We have the stone bricks. What else are we missing? We're going to need, infinity bimetal gears. Those are going to be not pleasant to make. 1, 2. It always amazes me like how expensive some of this stuff can seem in like an early game. All right, so for now we are just gonna toss you there. You are the alloy smelter, you are the Stirling generator, and well, we can just grab some coal to toss in there. All right, so let's toss you, and then we need to grab more of our iron. Again, we're just gonna do 8 for now. And toss this in. And we do need to watch out for these. So the main issue with the first tier of the Ender IO stuff is they, at least in every other pack that I've played, they continually draw power even if they're not working. So this guy is, as long as there's fuel in, it's going to be making power. And even if there's nothing hooked up to it, it's going to burn that power. So it's just going to continually burn up all your fuel. Same thing with this guy. As long as it's receiving energy, it's going to burn energy, even if it's not doing anything. So you kind of really have to, mind what you're doing with this. But we're got that. Let's grab ourselves our half of our iron, because once we get the regular sag mill, we can actually do things like add grinding balls to it, which will improve the chances of us getting extra things from the production of it. But we'll let that go down and actually make us some more of the iron. And do we get anything good here? So this just looks like we got stuff that's going to allow us to make some of the alloys, because I think like tin, silver, and gold make electrum blend or something like that. But for this, we get a block of coal. We can use that as fuel. Burn people. Yeah, that doesn't sound very nice. And we'll just pass on the rest of that. All right, so let's see what else we got here. I'm just gonna start collecting some of this stuff. I'm gonna take the charge quartz just because that's a little bit harder to come by. Mechanism. Ooh, we get an osmium paxel. That's gonna come in handy. I pretty much used all the diamonds that I found to make to make hammers. Plague Doctor mask. We don't need to get into that yet. We get some enchantments off of that guy, and I think that's about it as far as our achievements go here. But we have enough of our conduit binder and our conductive iron to actually make us some energy conduits. So we can collect that, and we get a crystalline conduit. I was kind of hoping we would just got regular ones, but oh well. We'll take you, and the question is, if I hook you up to there, then over here, will you run these machines? I'm gonna have to test that out. All right, and then we do need to make some item conduits, so we might as well get that started out. We just need 1 ender pearl and 1 piece of iron, and that should start us out here. So we'll take this, and then let me take you and just test this out. So that is not making any energy. All right, so I figured out what was going on and what I was doing wrong, and nothing was wrong. The issue was I actually had the conduit hooked up in the wrong spot. I thought I could just hook it up to it anywhere and it would draw power, but it needs to come from the top. So my bad. Energy conduit. We can just kind of toss you down there for now. We can get rid of you, and we can actually toss our sag mill right there for now, and that should theoretically should get power. But where was our conduit binder? I tactically put stuff away and then forgot where it went. But we have our pulsating iron here. So I'm just going to make us some item conduits. We don't really need them right now, but you know, part of the quest. We can do this. And then next thing we kind of need to work towards is storage. I don't know if we have enough. I mean, we could make the silver capacitors. So this is silver and lead because we don't have a lot of copper, but I'm pretty sure we have a lot more silver and lead here. Yeah, we have a lot of silver and we have more than enough lead. So let's just get 8 of each and see if that's enough to actually make us some capacitors. So we'll start like normal. We'll just break it down and then we'll smelt it up. All right, so in between episodes I did go on a little bit of a walkabout and I collected up some dead bushes. So I want to I'm going to be tossing these in the sag mill as soon as this is done, and that should give us the twigs that we need for the industrial dye there. And I've been looking into these prefab things because we're gonna need more buildings, and well, we all know that I'm not the best builder in the world, and I'm not gonna pretend to be the best builder in the world. So if they're giving me free buildings, I'm gonna utilize them. So I was looking at things like, well, we need something for a farm, and I'm not 100% sure yet if I want to go for rats for the farm or if I want to go for something that's going to require power. Because there are certain farms in here that don't take a lot of power and are pretty strong, but yeah, I kind of feel like doing something a little bit different. So I'm more leaning towards the rats, but because I'm leaning towards the rats, I want something that I can kind of trap them inside with. So we have things like warehouse, chicken coos, but I'm really thinking this produce farm is probably going to be the best. But for that, we're going to need 4 pallets of bricks. And what was the other thing that we needed? The bulldozer I really kind of want to make. We need this coil of lanterns, which is going to be we should be able to do that. Let's see if we have everything that we need down here. All right, so we have 50 bricks, which we only needed 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh wait, we need a lot more. So it's essentially like double compressed. Oh, that's gonna be a lot of clay. Luckily, we're in an overworld and I can always just go out and find more. All right, we are just loading up the extra clay that we got here to make bricks. Because I think it's essentially we need like 4 double compressed clay bricks here. So it's it's gonna be tight. It's gonna be tight. Let me grab our grains of infinity again. And where was our capacitor bank? This is one of the things that I wanted to check out, because if we make this, it gives us one right off the bat. So silver capacitors, we need silver nuggets. Let's just grab 2 of these real quick. And then I think we needed 4 capacitors. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, perfect. And we just need to grab 9 pieces of redstone. We can toss all this back, and then we needed 4 pieces. Oh boy, we don't have any iron, huh? Didn't I? Nope, I never put the iron in. Well, crud. All right, we have our 4 pieces of iron. We just need to make our redstone block, and we can now grab our capacitor, which is very cool. Now let's just take you out, and we can just toss you there for now and come back over to Ender IO, and this should give us our second capacitor, which we can toss right there. And then on the config, we can just say bottom, we can say output, and then we can add our other machines for now, we can just toss the sag mill there. Oh, game freeze. Output. All right. So that should keep these guys fed very well. And we're just going to take our twigs and stuff and we'll toss this over here now. Industrial dye. Let me check that out real quick. So we're going to need organic green dye, which is what I kind of want to make. So we need, let's see. We can do it with clippings and trimmings. Oh man, I messed up. So the twigs and prunings are actually for another one of the dyes. In order for us to get the clippings and trimmings, we actually need to use grass. So I'm gonna need some shears because everything else is pretty much useless. But let's try to carry on with our little farmhouse here. Let's see how far this will actually get us. All right, so we have 3 of the pallets of bricks, so we need 3 more. 3 more of these doohickeys. And there is our pallet. And we'll just toss that in there for now. And then we're going to need some paper, which we have. We're going to need some sticks and some coal. So I think 1 stack should be enough. 1 stack of torches maybe. And because I know we needed paper, we needed torches, and we need sticks. All right, so we should have everything I need here. And we need 9 of these guys. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And that will give me, oh, I'm gonna need a lot more. I wholly underestimated everything I was gonna need. Because I need 9 of these for 1 of these guys. So I need, what do I need? Pretty much more of everything. Grab you, and we have 2 more of these. So now we can actually make one of the coils of lanterns. And we need double compressed dirt, 2 blocks of it. Oh, we had literally had just enough. And 2 buckets of water. When we can just grab our water here from our infinite water supply and produce farm. Nice. All right, what did this finish up? This actually got us something up here, which gives us boundary blocks, which initially invisible become visible when receiving a redstone signal. Okay. I'm not really sure what that means. But let's just toss those in there because I'm not sure what we're going to do with those just yet. And let's make it daytime. All right, so the question is, where do we want to put our produce farm? Hello, Mr. Enderman. Can I hit? Hey, can you not? Can you? Where did he go? I just want your juicy ender pearl. Oh, you jerk. I mean, do we want to put this guy? Glass color is cyan. Oh, this is just like a I like cyan. If I can find it again. There it is. Preview. This is big. All right. I guess we build it. I thought this was going to be more like a greenhouse than what it turned out to be, and we did kind of take a chunk of water out, so we're gonna have to do some good old landscaping. But this is let's see what we get in here. All right, so you got you. So we got some podzol in here for some good old fashioned whatchamacallit, thingamabobber, mushroom growing. There we go. And we have a little bit of soul sand for nether wart, which I don't really know why it puts a light right next to, because nether wart, or is it nether wart that doesn't grow well in light, or is it put the podzol? I'm not really sure. And then this is just a planting area. So it's bricked in. So if we ever get into rats, we can actually start planting in here. And that should allow them to harvest. I don't know if the range is going to be too much for them, but I mean, I guess we can figure it out. But yeah, that's kind of neat. Not 100% sure I'm completely thrilled with the placement, but you know, that's the good thing about Minecraft. If you don't like something, you can kind of like adjust the terrain around it and everything like that to make it look better. Because obviously we're going to need to build like a road in between here, have some type of house up there, something over here. Yeah, we still have a long ways to go, but we'll get there. But that's you know, that's pretty cool. I likes it. All right, but we do need to collect a bunch of this goodie stuff here so that we can actually get us some organic green dye. All right, so we have our, I think it was just 12 that we needed here. 12 clippings and trimmings. And if we toss that in an alloy smelter with a slime ball, we should get 2 of the green dyes. And then we're going to need some lapis. I'm not sure if it was 3 or 4 of them, and then some nether quartz as well. So we need to crush this stuff down and we should be able to make our dye. And in order to make the actual sag mill, we're also going to need 2 dark steel, but we actually have 4 that we found out and about, so that should be good. And then we're going to need 2 more of the infinity bimetal gears here, which again are just going to be iron and grains of infinity. So we'll just make 4 of these guys right off the rip, and then take those. And I think we need 2 more. Let me just make sure here, because I also want to make the alloy smelter. Yeah, we're gonna need 2 more of these dark metals, which means we're going to need to make another 4 of the dark steel. And the dark steel, I believe, is crushed coal, is like iron, obsidian, and crushed coal. Yeah. So do we have 4 of our obsidian left? No, we have 2, but we can actually take it from this. We'll just take these 2 right away. And I will show you guys why I'm actually taking these in a little bit. I hope this is the same color. There's actually there's like prefab portals and stuff like that we can make. So I'm just going to end up making one of those and put it outside, since I really don't want the portal in my base to begin with. All right, but before we make that, we actually need to make ourselves one of these organic black dyes, which is just crushed coal and a slime ball. So now we can take, as we're getting it, we can take the coal and the iron along with 4 obsidian and just start tossing that in there, and that'll start making us our dark steel. So we just got 1 more to make, and then I think we should have everything that we need as far as the dark steel goes. All right, so let's see where we are looking at here. I think we should be able to make our industrial blend here. Just toss that up and we can get 6 right off the bat. So now we just need to wait for our dark steel to complete, because this is slow as dirt, especially some of the more complicated recipes like the dark steel, the end steel and stuff like that. In these simple ones, it takes forever. Some of the things like the simple machine chassis, just to turn that into the industrial one, doesn't take too horribly long, but man, it is a severe bump when you when you get up to the rest of them. But let's see here. Where is our sag mill? We need a piston, which means we're gonna need some redstone. And do we have cobblestone on us? We have 1. I don't think that's gonna be enough. Sag mill, gimme my piston. All right, and then I think that was everything that we need. We just need the 3 flints. Now, if you notice, we can actually use our old sag mill in this, so we may as well. Some of them you can just directly use it. Other ones it requires other stuff and things. So let's just grab you. And oh yeah, we need to toss you and one of you in there. And then we also need to make another set of these guys so we can make another one of these simple machine chassis here. All right, well, we have our first one. So let's make ourselves our sag mill. There we go. And we can just toss this guy right down there for now. And as you notice, now it requires a capacitor. So we're going to come to these guys that were found over here. Now, these are kind of, I don't want to say coded, but they're coded. So what you can do is a lot of times they'll have like weird sayings on them. These look to be simplified, so they're not actually coded like you normally would. But the important thing you want to look at is, you see where it says under hold shift, it says global level combustion generator slice to splice, right? So these guys are going to be, we'll use the word attuned to other machines. So they'll be better off in certain machines as opposed to others. So like this one, combustion generator, it works pretty good in. Energy buffer, it works pretty good in this one. But if you generally just look at the global level, those are kind of like the best ones. So here it says 3.12. So this one is going to be a pretty good one for pretty much everything. And this one is a 3.14. And then these guys, the highest we get is 2s. So we can actually just use these inside of here. In the 3s, essentially all that's really doing is saying, hey, this is going to give you essentially 300% speed, I guess is the easy way to look at it. So it's going to increase our energy buffer, but it's also going to increase our speed. So let's take this guy. The dies and stuff like that we don't really need, so we can just toss those back in there for now, and we'll keep this and this over in here. Now for the alloy smelter, where are you? We can either make it from scratch with a cauldron and 3 furnaces, or we can use a simple powered furnace and a simple alloy. So remember earlier I said some of them will actually just take the first tier one and you can make it that, but other ones require 2 things. So the reason that this is actually wanting a simple powered furnace is because the simple alloy smelter only works as the alloy smelter. It doesn't work as a furnace. But the regular alloy smelter can do both. It can work as a furnace or as an alloy smelter. So that's kind of why it's wanting you to throw in the simple one. But we didn't make this, so therefore we're just going to go straight into this one and not utilize our regular simple alloy smelter. So we just need to grab 3 furnaces and a cauldron, which we're gonna need a little bit more cobblestone for. So let's just grab 4 of these and make ourselves a cauldron, and that should pop us out a alloy smelter right here. So we can take you out and just toss you in and toss it a capacitor. So this will now work for either all smelting, alloys only, or furnaces. The only thing I recommend is when you're doing alloys or all smelting or whatever, know what your recipe is. So this has a lot of, for example, let's say this is alloys, right? It's got a lot of recipes, and some of the recipes will be very similar. So like tin and silver, right? Tin and silver might be a recipe on their own. So if you were to just toss in like a piece of tin and a piece of silver, it might start smelting something before you get the glowstone in. So you could waste resources. So what you want to do is try to check to make sure that, like, hey, if tin and silver produce something together, does tin and glowstone? If no, then you can toss the tin and the glowstone in and then the silver in the last spot. These aren't like specific to the slots. You can just kind of toss them in. But yeah, we now don't have to worry about power drain. These will not be losing power as they're just sitting here and they're not idling, and we can let this guy slowly build up. But as you can see, just tossing this in, I mean, this guy took 600,000 and this guy took 500,000. Doesn't mean it's going to use all that, It is going to burn more energy because of the capacitors, but it's also going to go a heck of a lot faster. So we now have our passive energy source, and we have some basic ways of ore duping, as well as making ourselves some of our basic alloys, which, well, you guessed it, is pretty dang awesome. So let's see if that actually got us any goodies here. We've completed this guy, which gets us some black paper. We get a couple machine chassis down here. Ooh, we get a block detector, which I've never actually used before. And oh, we need to make some grinding balls. I think we can just use flint, can't we? Yep, that completes that up, and we get 16 end steel grind balls. So if we look at this, if you look at flint, right, flint is going to be the easiest thing for you to find, especially in like an overworld where just gravel is massively abundant. This increases the main output by 120% and the bonus output by 125%. So when you are grinding down iron ore, normally it's you get 2 pieces of iron, pulverized iron, for 1 ore. Now essentially what you'll get is every time you do 5, you'll get essentially an extra 100%. So you'll get an extra 5 pieces of iron. But normally you'll also have a chance of getting nickel when you're grinding down iron ore. We now have a 120% chance, or we've increased our bonus chance by 125%. So in power 5, power usage is 85%. So something like end steel, we get 140% and 240% in our basics. So it's really going to behoove us to use these in the beginning. And they'll have like this little bar right next to it is kind of like a durability. Each one of these will have a durability, so they'll only last so long, but they should last more than enough time for what we need. And block detector, I'm not really sure what this is. Let me grab a piece of redstone here. So there's nothing on it. If we take a piece of cobble and place it on, okay, so the redstone signal goes off. Okay, so you could use this for some sort of automation. Like if you put a auto user on there and say, turn off when there's a redstone signal, then you could use this to make some sort of block breaking facility. It's interesting. Never used it, but it's interesting. Pretty cool. Yeah, but we actually, we are coming along on our trek here, and pretty soon we are going to be set. I don't want to say set, but we'll be ready to kind of move into the next phase, which is going to be automation of resources. And in order to do that, I want to get into environmental tech. But I think for now, what we're going to do is we are going to call it an episode. Just want to kind of come in here, check this out. What I'm going to do in between episodes is I am going to move my farm over in front of the house to over here. I'm also going to break down all of the ores that I've already collected and at least get those pulverized up, so that we can actually be prepared next time to get a little bit further. And then I'm going to kind of make the choice. Do I want to push for rats in early game, or do I want to go for some sort of storage system with integrated dynamics? So I'm going to kind of toss a coin with that and try to figure out what is going to be best for us. But yeah, we're going to call it an episode there, guys. So as always, hey, if you enjoyed the video, please remember to hit that thumbs up button. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Helps me out greatly. And as always, stay safe, be awesome, and we'll see you guys next time.